All right, further blessings. We are back with another video. All right, before we begin, a couple quick announcements. If you are interested in signing up for classes, the way to sign up for the classes that I do offer, which I do 3 private classes every month on Patreon for Patreon members only. And the way to get in on that is to go to patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, and join Tier 3 on Patreon. That's going to give you access to the 3 private classes I do every month and the group ritual we do every month together at the end of the month. Also keep in mind, because this comes up all the time when people email me, when you do join the Patreon page and you do sign up for the classes and join Tier 3, not only does it give you access to the classes from the day you join moving forward, you also get access to all of the classes in our archive before you joined. And the good thing about that is the Patreon page, as I said before, is a bit different than what I do here on YouTube. It's very detailed. It's very personal. We go in depth. We talk about and do things on there that we wouldn't do openly on YouTube because it's more of a private setting. So it's for those that want to really take their path of self-mastery, their left-hand path, the occult, their spiritual journey to that next level, that next notch. That's the purpose of why I set the Patreon page up. There's a bunch of ongoing classes. The classes, it's not just a bunch of talking. There's work, there's exercises, group rituals. Again, very more personalized, more detailed for the practitioner that wants to take it up a notch. As of the recording of this video today, October 5th, 2023, we are starting a new class tonight. A new series, ongoing series, Necromancy and Dark Witchcraft class, which starts tonight. Okay, class 1. In addition, ongoing series, we have Clepothic Sorcery, we have the Luciferian Magic and Self-Mastery class, the Shadow Work class, Esoterical Occult Bible Study class, Ancient Egyptian Vampiric class. These are all ongoing series. Sith, Dark Side Alchemy and Philosophy class, Kundalini Meditation and Awakening class, and the list goes on. There's information on there, and the level of content on there, I'm very confident, and I can tell you will be a lot of information you'll be able to utilize on your path to self-mastery. So check it out, patreon.com/Baniti, Baniti, Tier 3. That's the tier you want to join. Also, if you are interested in a spiritual reading or a spiritual consultation, I offer various different readings: Clepothic demonic readings, Santa Muerte readings, Egyptian oracle readings, shadow work readings, which is always a great place to start. Or if you're you're confused of the direction you should be heading in, or what kind of ritual work should I be doing right now, well, shadow work identifies the hidden shadow self, things that's going on in your life currently right now that you really need to focus on. That's a great reading to do anytime, but especially for that reason. Deity readings, which show and help assist you in understanding what spirits, demons, gods, and goddesses walk with you and influence your path to further strengthen your relationship with those spirits. Anyway, shoot me an email, khnum19@gmail.com, and I will send you information on how to book a spiritual reading or a spiritual consultation. All right? And keep in mind, just because sometimes you got to explain the difference, a spiritual consultation is not a reading. It's just that. A spiritual consultation can be used for whatever you want to talk about. If you want to focus on a specific thing, some people use it to get them information on how to navigate through their path. Some focus on a specific situation that might be going on, or they might want to focus on one particular area of study, etc. It can be used for whatever you want to use it for. That's entirely up to you. Also, the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference is in full effect. You can sign up and register for that now, October 19th to the 22nd in Hollywood, Florida, at Cultural Expressions. Again, minutes from the beach, minutes from Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport, close to hotels, B&B, restaurants, and minutes from the venue. Okay? So definitely set up conveniently for you, where, as I said, some people just Uber it. Entirely up to you. That'll be taking place 19th to the 22nd of this month, October. Classes, workshops, presentations, group rituals, group dinners, hanging out, socializing that's all going to take place on Friday and Saturday. Sunday, we close out the event with a Q&A session from noon to 4 p.m. that I'll be doing to close out the event on that Sunday. You can also attend virtually if you would like. Shoot me an email and I will send you information on how you can sign up and register for the conference, either in person or virtually. Also, keep in mind all this new content is being uploaded to the Primordial Chaos podcast, which can be found on Spotify and all major podcast platforms. The direct link to the podcast, my contact email address, and the direct link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes, all of that is in the description box of this video. All right. You see the topic, making pacts with spirits. Let's talk a little bit about that. Right? This comes up. People have emailed me about this. How should I go about doing this? Give me some advice. This is a little bit of a tough one. I only say that because I'm going to give you my advice or suggestions on this. And again, as I've said many times before, I don't tell people what they should and should not do. I'm not going to tell you how, what, where, or when, but I will share information or advice that you utilize it how you see fit. So I can't tell you when it comes to topics like this, word verbatim. First and foremost, in my opinion, let's first examine real quickly what would be the reasons to make a pact with the spirit. Okay? And I'm going to tell you just a couple to me that are probably the most critical and most important. Okay? First, sometimes people make a pact with a spirit because they're requesting something from the spirit of maybe a very very personalized or very I don't want to say complicated, but they're requesting. It could be something of a destructive nature. It could be some form of a spell or an attack, right? Not necessarily, right? It could be again, I'm getting this stuff out of the way first. It could also be maybe for love, for finances, for some type of specific need, right? Sometimes this is why a person makes, and the reason why I bring this up is because these are some of the, I don't want to say main aspects, but this is some of the stuff you will hear why people make pacts with spirits. Now, I don't want to use the word bidding because you have to be careful with using some of these methodologies, because some of these spirits that you do this with can be very demanding of what they request from you. So we need to be conscious when we're making pacts with spirits. One, like I say, with anything else, with any type of work on this path, do your due diligence, do your research, be very knowledgeable of the spirit you are making a pact, or I'd like to use the word binding yourself or connecting yourself with. Now, outside of making pact with spirits for specific needs and wants, right? Some do it because they have a personal, a very deep, intricate relationship with the spirit. Now, this is more the reason why I do it, or have done it in the past. Like I've done it, for an example, with Santa Muerte. Okay? When you feel sometimes a very more personalized connection with the spirit, a god, a goddess, a demon, these different titles we use to connect, if you want to refer to them as entities, whatever floats your boat. This to me is, in my opinion, this to me is the best reason to do it. When you really understand your relationship with the spirit and how you connect with the spirit, to me, making pacts and agreements or establishing that deeper personal relationship becomes a very powerful tool, right? In necromancy, and class we get ready to start tonight, there is an aspect of necromancy to that type of work, which I'll elaborate on that maybe down the road in a future video. But do your due diligence of the spirit that you are making a pact with, and ask yourself some of these key important questions. Why am I doing this? Number one, you'll be surprised how people's intent are not lined up. I mean, I know that sounds simple, but sometimes that very core foundational thing is not really established. What is your purpose for wanting to make a pact with the spirit? Establish that. Two, do you have extensive knowledge of the spirit that you are making pact with? Three, is there a history or a body of work there to justify establishing that pact? Now, this is important. Let me stop here briefly. This is important. I don't suggest you jumping into any pact with any spirit or demon and you don't have an established body of work, some type of history, some type of experience. Because I have seen in the past that shit go haywire on somebody. They might have read a little bit about the spirit. It might have suited something they were trying to get accomplished, but they didn't understand the ins and outs of how that spirit would affect them. Because essentially what you're doing is you are on a very more personal level inviting that spirit into your psyche. Okay? You are activating it on a level that goes beyond the norm. Okay? I don't suggest you even attempt that with little, no knowledge, or a very minimal to no aspect of a body of work. Now, to me, I would think this is common sense, but again, as I said, you can't teach common sense. People either have it or they don't. I would think a person would only want to establish a deeper relationship or a pact with the spirit because they have that body of work there, right? You would think, I would hope, because you connected with that spirit, that entity, you vibed with it, it's in alignment with your frequency, it activated a certain aspect of you that connected to you on a deeper level, right? These would be, I would assume, the motivational factors of why you want to do it, in addition to making pacts. Because the first part, yes, people do make pacts with spirits and demons because they're requesting something. But that type of pact, remember, usually there's something requested of you in return. And this is why I say be knowledgeable of the spirit you're working with. Okay? And let me give you an example. I've seen people do this with jinn or jinn spirits. Be careful. Because there's a very volatile class of jinn spirits called the Ifrit. And they are very demanding, and they are very devouring and feed off of your energy if you don't know what you're doing. I've seen people welcome them into their altar space, into their home, into their life. They open up portholes and dimensions, and I'll probably do a whole video just on working with the jinn. But I'm just using that as an example right now. And because of their lack of knowledge, stuff can go haywire. Okay? When people use the term trickster spirits, okay, let me just clarify that. Sometimes if you're working with some of these entities and you're not fully knowledgeable how they operate, they will sometimes play off of your ignorance. Okay? They will play off of your ignorance and your lack of knowledge to come sometimes in deceptive ways. See, when you're working with demons, don't get caught up in that I'm buddy shit. Okay? Because this is not like anything you've ever dealt with or worked with before. Because if you think personal emotions and morals and your feelings are in the equation, that's where you're going to get fucked up and slapped upside the head. Think, well, I thought I had such a great relationship. Okay. There's something I've been saying for years, and if you've been catching it, it's connecting to what I'm saying right now. This is why we walk side by side with the spirits, the gods, the goddesses, and the demons, because they are us and we are them. We're not trying to worship them. We're trying to embody and become what they represent, because what they represent exists in our psyche and subconscious minds. So when you walk side by side with spirit as an equal counterpart, not inferior, not in stupidity or lack of knowledge, you won't have that problem. I've seen, for an example, Bilal do that to people. Like, this shit be killing me when people come at me with shit like, yeah, you know, I was doing a ritual and Bilal came to me and told me that I'm one of his children, that I'm a son of Bilal. Man, y'all need to stop it with that spooky bullshit. That's the shit that I'm talking about. That's that worship shit. That's that I want to be special shit. And you're going into it with the wrong mind frame. See, the difference between that, when I would say, I am Bilal, okay? Because Bilal is me. And all of this resides within my psyche and subconscious mind. I just manifest it when I connect with it, even if it creates what we are determining an external experience. See, that's the difference. So you gotta save all that shit, I'm special bullshit. I'm a daughter of Kali. She told me my vagina is 14 karat gold. Stop it with that shit that you did a ritual with Kali, or Kali, and everywhere you walk, men are falling at your feet. Please, listen. Please. Okay? There's another chick out there that got sweeter pussy than you. Same thing for you dudes who think you got the biggest dick in the world. There's another dude out there slinging more pipe than you. Okay? Leave the ego fest at the door. Check that shit at the door. You should be focused on your personal growth and knowledge of self. That should be the reason why you want to make a pact with the spirit, because you identify in that spirit something you identify in you. That's how I look at the spirits now for years. I'm like, wow, I see that in my nature and my characteristics. What do these archetypes all represent? They all connect to different levels of consciousness and awareness. So I'm looking for aspects in what they represent as an archetype, and how that connects to me, and the similarities that resonate within me. So I'm making a pact with the spirit to strengthen my personal inner divinity. I told you, I do most of my work is to gain higher knowledge of self, or hidden gnosis of self, and connect that to a deeper understanding of what, I'm just using a simplistic term, of what we're calling the spirit world. Okay? That to me is priceless. But as I've said a million times before, when you have that knowledge of self, everything seems to fall into place. I don't really have to do shit like that. Like, people spend a lot of time, effort, and energy doing spell work and sex magic work and love magic and all these materialistic things, money, finances, wealth, sexual pleasures, and all that. I mean, look, I'm not knocking it if that's your thing, but if you're spending time on that all the time, there's something out of whack there. As opposed to the person who's locked in, connected to the spirit, has a true, deeper, hidden gnosis and knowledge of self-understanding, and the finances just come. The pussy, or if you're a female, the dick comes. Well, females ain't gotta really work hard for it. That's different when it comes to that, but that's a whole nother video. But as a man, you don't gotta do magic to get pussy. Let me do this magic ritual. Let me do a lust ritual. You will start to carry a certain energy where women will naturally want that from you anyway. Not because you're the greatest thing that walking the earth since sliced bread, or you're the best looking, most handsome creature that ever walked the universe. It's not even about that. It's about you're carrying a certain frequency, a certain energy that resonates within. And people connect to that. But that only comes when you have a deeper hidden aspect of true knowledge of self. See, these are the reasons myself, and I hope some of you, are on this path. So I'm connecting with an archetype, an entity, a demon, a spirit, a god, whatever floats your boat. just trying to cover them all. I make a pact and establish that personal relationship with a spirit or a demon for those reasons I just the aforementioned that I just threw out there right now. Okay? That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with it. Okay? I'm not gonna, dibble dabble into dumb shit. Okay? Because that's what people want to do all the time. Remember what? If you go back to how many times over the years in videos and classes I said, what is your purpose for coming on this path? And in my opinion, the first question should be to gain true knowledge of self. Not some mundane shit like to become the most powerful and dark magician in the world. And all that fucking spooky shit. Okay? The dark side is about just that. It's the flip side to all the bullshit they've been feeding us for years. It's only dark because it's quote unquote occult or unknown. Forbidden. Okay? And as I said years ago, I found out everything back in the day I was being told to stay away from. Everything. Don't study that. Don't read that. Don't get involved in this. Don't get involved in that. Turns out I find out today that was all the shit I should have navigated towards back in the day. And I was always curious. And it wasn't the time. But I knew at some point this day would come. Okay? And now we're here. So long story short, these should be the reasons why you want to really be on this path. And these should be some of the key reasons why you want to make pacts with spirits, demons, gods and goddesses. Remember, you are inviting them into your life on a deeper level. You are opening up your psyche on a deeper level. When you make this pact, this binding, and you're going through ritual, this can be very life-altering. It could be in a very uplifting, transformative, amazing way for you if you know what you're doing. But the flip side, it can be very chaotic, destructive, and devouring if you have no fucking clue what you're doing. Okay? So my job as a teacher, again, not a preacher, not a lecturer, not somebody who just gives you a feel-good lecture or speech and your balls and your vagina get all tingly and your ego gets stroked and all that because you feel like you're special. No. My job is to teach. What a real teacher does is just puts information out there. It's up to you as the student, the practitioner, and the striving, wanting to be master like everybody else should strive to be, and we all are. You take and do it what you see fit. That's your job. I can't do that part for you. Okay? So anyway, hopefully this video, I'm going to wrap it up here. Hopefully this video helps you understand deeper what it is to make pacts with spirits, connecting with spirits and strengthening your relationship with them and how that could affect you. Okay? All right. Other than that, if you need to reach out to me for a spiritual reading, a spiritual consultation, if you want to sign up for the 6th annual Journey of the Black Adept Conference, shoot me an email. The email, my contact email is in the description box of this video. The direct link to the Primordial Chaos podcast in the description box of this video you're watching right now. And the link to get in on the classes. I'm telling you, get in on the classes. You won't regret it. You want to take it up a notch. Believe me, it's taking it up a notch. For you, if you want to take it up a notch and explore to really understand yourself much further, the link to the Primordial Chaos Patreon page to sign up for classes, that too, all of that is in the description box of this video that you were watching right now. All right? Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I will talk to you guys soon. Infernal blessings.